Good morning, sir. My name is Chong Jia Singh, ID 12313000976, and I'll be presenting my case study answer. For the hacker plan, firstly, I will pretend to be the bank and send an SMS that looks similar to a real banking message. The message will be created as urgency and serious as possible to create victims fear, such as saying there is a suspicious transaction or card issue. Then I will ask the victim in the SMS to call a fake number and follow fake instructions like telling them their account are being hacked, need to transfer the money to another account that I created to save their money from hacker. And later I will transfer back the money to them. Once the victim respond to my instruction, I will start tricking them to approve all the transaction that I made in the role of the bank officer and transfer all their money into different bank account. Now is the countermeasure that I recommend to the public for the scam above when I'm a security specialist is that I would recommend the public should never trust SMS messages blindly, even if they look like they come from a bank. Users should not call numbers given in suspicious SMS message or share OTP, PIN, card details, or banking passwords. They should verify everything through the official bank app, official website, or the phone number printed on the bank card. Any suspicious SMS should be reported to the bank and authorities immediately. For the creative idea to bank and government on how to improve their banking apps is that I think that those banks should add a built-in scam checker inside their banking apps where users can paste suspicious SMS message for verification. Next is banking apps should also show clear warnings before approving unusual transactions such as new receiver, large amount, or any kind of suspicious device login. The government and banks can also create a share scam number database, so those fake phone numbers and scam SMS patterns can be blocked faster when detection. And bank also can implement an AI detection system for each transaction of the user. Now for the proactive malware and intruder detection and the malware detection tool for analyzing phishing SMS and emails that I use is the Trend Micro Scam Check. This tool can analyze scam messages, phishing texts, suspicious links, phone numbers, and screenshots. The app will help user to analyze and give the result of the scam message like the example for safe or is malicious. Now I will be showing how to use this app to analyze the phishing SMS message. First step is to copy the text from the message and paste it in the scam check section in the app here, like the step one. Then step two is send it and wait for the analyzing process. Then step three is wait for the result to be generate out like uh, the first picture of this slide. Then we can click on the result. Then if the message is malicious, it will show a warning result like the second image and state out the reason and advice. If the message is safe, it will show no scam intent. Current bank approval only show basic transaction details. Users can directly choose approve or reject only. There is no risk level is shown before approval. No any warning if the receiver is suspicious. No check for scam SMS, new device or scam database. If user is careless or pressured by scammer, they may approve the transaction blindly. And however, the kill switch is considered as reactive methods for current app because it is usually used after suspicious activity or scam that already happens. So a better proactive proposal solution are required. Next is for the proposed solution for proactive banking authentication. The solution is implementing a transaction detection firewall inside the banking approval app. This system will check the transaction before the user is allowed to approve it. When a transaction approval request appears, the app first analyzes the transaction risk. Then the system will check it based on a few factors like whether the receiver is new, the amount is unusual, the transaction is requested for a new device, or the user recently received a suspicious SMS, or it matches with the data in the scam report database from the bank. After analysis, the transaction will be classified into three risk levels, which are low, medium, and high. If the transaction is safe, which is low risk, the user is allowed to continue with the approval request. However, if the transaction is being detected as suspicious, which is medium risk, the app will show a strong warning before the approval button is enabled. Before approval button is enabled, the app will lock the continue button for 10 seconds, and after that, it will ask for the user must manually confirm the transaction details by typing the receiver name and amount, and extra after that, an extra verification like face ID or PIN number to continue the approval. This will allow the user to have time to review and reconsider again with the transaction. Then, if the transaction being detected with strong scam indicators or it matches the data from the reported case from the database, which is identified as classified as high risk, the app will show a strong warning and block the transaction immediately. The user cannot approve the transaction directly and must confirm with the bank through official channels. This is the low risk transaction example UI for the proposal solution. And this is the medium risk example UI. First, the app will lock the continue button for 10 seconds to let the user to think about it. Then think about it and take a look for the risk reason detected, why it is medium risk. Then after 10 seconds, the user can continue to the second image, which is the manual key in information step. After that, we will have the extra verification by using Face ID or enter PIN. After that, the user can continue with the transaction approval. And this is the high risk example UI for the proposal solution. It will directly block the transaction and giving out the reason. Then will require the user to contact with the bank for confirmation and verification. And this is the flow chart for the proposed transaction detection firewall inside the banking approval app. First, when a transaction approval request appears, the transaction detection firewall will start automatically. The system will begin risk analysis by checking the transaction data and risk indicators. For example, it checks whether the receiver is new, whether the amount is unusual, whether the transaction is made from a new device, or whether the user recently received a suspicious SMS, and whether the transaction matches the bank scam report database. After checking, the system generates a risk level. The level can be low, medium, or high. For low risk, the transaction looks safe, so the user can continue with the normal approval request. For medium risk, the app will show a warning message. The continue button will be locked for 10 seconds, so the user has time to read the warning. Then the user must review the payment details, manually type the receiver name and amount, and complete extra verification such as Face ID, PIN, or security question. If the verification passes, the user can continue approval. If verification fails, the approval request will stop. For high risk, the app will show a serious warning and block the transaction immediately. The user cannot approve it directly and must contact the bank through official channels. This makes the banking approval app proactive because the system checks and controls the transaction before approval, unlike Q switch, which is reactive and is usually used after suspicious activity has already happened. In conclusion, this case study shows the importance of proactive scam detection because scam messages can pressure user into making wrong banking decisions. The current approval system is not enough because it only allows approval or reject without checking risk first. By using scam check and transaction detection firewall, suspicious message and risky transactions can be detected earlier. These proactive approaches can reduce scam cases by warning, verifying, or blocking dangerous transactions before money is transferred, and also helps protect users before they respond to scammers or approve the payment. And that's all from me. Thank you, sir.